Chris Eubank Jr. is an arrogant prick. Word for word. And I can't wait until he smashes the eggs out of Conor Benn. That's what the tweet was. Beautifully written. I don't understand it, but that's the passion that we have garnered now for this fight. Two bad guys. Conor, I've been meaning to ask you for a long time, it's interested me. How many eggs did you have to eat to fail those two drugs tests? You dirty Lumley.
The reality is...
Please tell me.
The reality is...
It's been racking my brains for a long time.
No problem.
Everyone wants to know.
The reality is, I've been cleared 3 times by the NADP, by the WBC, by UCAD, by the way, which people are a lot smarter than you. Number 1, I've been cleared. 2, you will never be cleared of being a wanker. Period. That's it.
So, when you say you've been cleared, what does that mean?
I'm cleared of people by a lot smarter than you.
What does it mean?
You have the IQ of a 5-year-old child.
Does that mean that the drugs weren't in your system?
I've been cleared. Done.
There you go.
That's it. No, you keep going on, but I've been cleared.
The entire public wants to know why
that's the truth.
There were performance-enhancing drugs in your system, and all you and Eddie can come up with
do your research.
After 2.5 years
do your research.
He's been cleared. We can't say how or why.
Do your research.
But he's been cleared. It's okay.
Well, I would like to say, you don't spend nearly £1 million to fight the case if you're a drugs cheat.
Yes, you do. That's exactly what.
The own money, no.
No. He's an idiot. Because he owes Neymar £4 million. That's why he's taking this fight. So don't talk shit.
What did you say? What?
I said he owes Neymar £4 million. Not heard. No, exactly. So don't come and talk to me about bollocks. This is why you've taken this fight, and you're about to get rendered unconscious for it. You're money hungry. That's the only reason.
I was just giving you a chance to explain yourself to the public.
You sit down there and have a think.
I guess you guys don't have an explanation, but you're cleared. I guess.
Done by people who are a lot smarter than you, Chris.
Listen, I'm sure they are. I'm a fighter.
Oh well, exactly.
I'm not an academic.
Well, that's
but one thing I do know is you are a judge.
What I do know is you're an idiot who's taking this fight because you owe someone some money. That's what I know.
How much money do you owe Eddie? Let's talk about that.
I owe Eddie nothing. No.
I've heard you.
Okay,
he paid for your house. He paid for your cars.
I can confirm that's incorrect. Conor Benn owes us
what
no
shit?
We all know we can't trust what you say.
But what shit are you talking?
I think that is actually the reason why you've been pushing so hard for this fight, Eddie, because you want to recoup some of that money.
Well, I love the fight. I think he wins.
I know, of course you think.
No, you don't, Eddie.
Of course I do, Ben.
No, you don't.
That's why I didn't want a rematch. And you made sure there was one in because your bum was
You
flat.
wanted a rematch.
Not at all.
You begged for a rematch.
We don't give a shit about the rematch. We care about what's going to happen on April 26th.
Good, and what's going to happen? Because you keep talking about the last fight.
This is the easiest press conference I've ever done. I don't even need to be here.
What happens April 26th, Chris?
What do you mean what happens?
You tell us.
Do you, like I haven't said it a million times already?
Really, you kind of beat around the bush. You're the bigger man, points, have some respect. How do you win?
I said, I am the better fighter, not because of my size, but because of my pedigree, because of my experience, because of these 35-year-old fists.
And what happens?
What happens is tune in and you will see.
Do you know what? I just can't take him seriously, that's all. Just look at his career. Every time he steps up, he's fouled. Every time. Yeah, you face better oppositions, well done you, but this is the end of your career. This is the end. This is it for you.
Wow.
I'm 28.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? You choose to fight a welterweight over Shiraz.
What was your last fight?
Over Janibek, over Adamas, over anybody with a world title. You choose to fight a welterweight. Your career's done.
You're not a welterweight.
You've achieved your career.
Fought a light middleweight in your last fight.
I fought a light middleweight to prepare for you.
Okay,
That's all. I'm a welterweight.
No, you're not.
I'm a welterweight.
You'll be a welterweight.
And you are going to
after
get
this
beat.
fight.
You are going to get rendered unconscious by a welterweight. Rendered, yeah, exactly. Like Liam Smith. But that brings back horrors. Exactly like that. Exactly the way he jumped up to 160. And he done exactly that. Have you dancing all funny? That's exactly what's going to happen April 26th. Except by a welterweight whose name happens to be Ben. And do you know what? You can retire off to the sunset with your pension fund. But this is you done.
Oh, shivers. I love that.
Chris, I was watching back the old presser, and it feels old now, 2.5 years ago. And one thing that stood out was that you said this will be a walk in the park. You expected it to be easy work then. What about now? 2.5 years later now, what do you expect? Still the same walk in the park, still easy work, or do you expect it to be a tougher challenge now?
You know, you go online, I go online and I see that there is a split. You know, I either see people saying, Conor Benn's gonna knock Eubank out early because he's too young, he's too strong, he's too ferocious, he's too hungry, he's too angry. Or Eubank wins on points because he's too big. Those are the two, and this is not just the public actually, this is respected members of the boxing community, trainers, fighters. Apparently the only way I can win this fight is just because of my size. You know, where's the fucking respect? You know, I've had 34 fights, 25 KOs, and I can only beat this guy because I'm a bit bigger than him.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm gonna beat him because I'm a better fighter than
But
him
you're not.
in every single
But you're
department.
not. If you look at your
Walk in
career,
the
your
park,
career's done.
I don't know, but he cannot beat me. That's for sure.
Based on what? Billy Joe, George Groves, Liam Smith. I'm undefeated here. You've tasted defeat. You've been rendered unconscious before. You was eating the canvas, literally.
Rendered unconscious. I finished the fight
You
with
was-
my feet.
Well, your corner saved you. Otherwise, you definitely would have been eating the
Rendered
canvas.
unconscious is far from what I was.
You what? Sorry?
You know,
Well, I didn't hear what you said.
when you're up on your feet,
Oh,
demanding
shut
the fight continues. I'm content with a loss like that, and I avenged it. Still got booed the next time I went out into an arena.
Because
but
Liam
it's
Smith
okay.
was 20%. And you still look shit.
Well,
You was 20% and you still look shit. He threw maybe 2 punches around. Please explain to me how you want to give yourself credit. Are you really happy about that?
why are we talking about?
Oh, no, I'm just saying. You just said you was out on your feet and you revenged the loss and, you know, you're really happy about it. Are you actually happy about
It was a great performance.
Okay.
But let's talk about more pressing matters. Let's talk about something a bit more.
Come, let's go. I'm ready for it.
You know, like I said, we're both bad guys. Do you accept that? Do you know that you're down here in the dumps with me now? You are a villain in this sport?
Chris, I could not care less. I definitely ain't going to get my violin about and sit talking in a press conference in front of people.
There's no